Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, to Global Impromptu Speaking session number 123rd. It's been a great journey so far. We are learning from each other, listening to each other, inspiring each other, and aspiring each other as well. Thank you so much for becoming a great family of Global Impromptu Speaking. Today, our host, our topics master is a very special lady. She's a doctor by profession and supporter by passion. She supports people without any charge, and she is none other than our own Dr. Frida. And thank you so, Dr. Frida, for chipping in and accepting this challenge. And to support Dr. Frida, we have somebody all the way from UK. I think I don't know how's weather in UK right now. Toastmaster Ram can tell us. Toastmaster Ram, please go ahead and explain the timing mechanism and weather report from UK. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, what was your name? Sorry, thank you, Amjad Ali. So my name is Ram, so I'm in the UK. I'm in London, UK. The weather is miserable, which is normal for us, and I would be upset if it was anything other than that. Too sunny is bad for me. Too cold is bad for me. Everything else is just right. So what I'm going to do is I have um, a web browser which I'm going to be using for timing. What I'm going to do is the timing for table topics is 1 minute for green, 1.5 minutes for amber, yeah, and then 2 minutes for red. You then have a further 30 seconds to wrap up. I suggest you start wrapping up as soon as you hit the red signal. What I will do, as soon as those colors are hit, those timings are hit, I will do a share screen of a few seconds so you can see the color of the background. And then what I'll do is at the end of the meeting, I will then share the timings for each speaker. Back to you, Mr. Amjad Ali.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ram. Really appreciate. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to call upon the host, the topics master of today's meeting. Meeting number is 123, and today word of the day is rakas, and that means commotion, noise, and I don't think we practice ruckus in our meetings. We support each other, we respect each other, and we listen to each other very carefully and very professionally. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome our host of today's meeting, Toastmaster Dr. Farida. Over to you, Doctor.
Thank you very much, DTM Amjad Ali. A very good evening to my global impromptu family members to this wonderful 123rd session. God willing, it's going to be a good, beneficial session and very educational one as yet, because guess what? Today is 14th of March. And who was born on 14th of March? The genius of this world, Albert Einstein. He was a famous German physicist and also a very philosophical one with a love of music and love of life, with a very wild imagination. And he has this big collection of quotes, out of which I have dug a few out for you. And all of us who have gone through school remember a very little out of most it is which all of us universally remember has been discovered by Albert Einstein, and that is E is equal to mc square. All of you know it, right? Great. So in 1879, 14th March, Albert Einstein was born, and with that, I'm going to celebrate Albert Einstein's birth by quoting his quotes and allowing all of you to speak on his quotes. With that, we will start this session. The first speaker for tonight is Cavalier Sushant. Could you unmute?
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, you are. Your internet is breaking up a tad bit, Sushant. Could you speak again?
Okay. Is it okay right now, ma'am?
Yes, this is better.
Yeah,
The
okay.
quote for you, Sushant, is that never give up on what you really want to do. Never give up on what you really want to do. Take it away, Sushant.
Thanks, ma'am. Never give up on what you really need to do. That's something that is applicable for everyone. Yes, true. Whatever you love doing is where you are the best. You know what it is, and surely you know how to do it. Every single solution isn't just in our hand. The only thing we need to do is open it and see it. Everyone says this is difficult for me, that is difficult for me, but the only solution I give to them, never give up, and also nothing is impossible, where the word itself says I am possible. Open your hand to find the solution. Also, I'm good towards max. You need to say I love max. Also, when I was a child, I was the first person to say I hate max. But when I started growing up, I felt max is the simplest subject. Every single equation I see, it is very much easy for me. From my childhood, I thought max is very much difficult. Add, addition, algebraic expressions. But during this pandemic is when I realized max is so simple. The first day of the lockdown, I felt boring. So I took my max book, which was the only book which was proper as I never touched it. I opened it and started reading it. There were nearly 17 pages for a chapter, but where I felt it very much simple. The starting of my life, I felt those 17 pages were so much difficult. But after that, during this lockdown, it is like a one page for me. Everything is so simple when we really get to it and read what it is really all about. So the only thing is that never give up. Also, you have the solution in our hand. The only thing you need to do is open it and get it. Table topic master. Over to you.
Fantastic take. I myself am a math lover, so I can totally relate to it. With that, we'll call the second speaker, Mr. Dinesh, TM Dinesh.
Sorry, table topics master, can you just hold fire for a second? I can't share screen at the moment. So this is, please give timer Ram screen sharing, please. It says host has disabled.
Yes, he will do it.
Did you mention?
Or you can put it in chat, Mr. Ram. So TM Dinesh, the topic for you is, there comes a point in your life when you need to stop reading other people's books and write your own. There comes a point in your life when you need to stop reading other people's books and write your own. Take it away, Dinesh.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Can you hear me? I just want to check my voice. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. And yeah, so this topic, what I can think is we all interested in many others' life, and we generally that's how this Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat, all this have become famous, right? We just want to know what other people are doing, and we kind of waste most of our time rather than concentrating on ourselves and on how to improve ourselves, right? And this is one thing we can limit and write our own story. Spend some time on yourself, retrospect yourself, maybe sit down and you know in after every week, end of the week on Sundays, maybe sit for couple of minutes and then write what you have gone through all this week, right? And take a points and rest, yeah, and move on. So rather than spending that 10 minutes on Facebook or Instagram, just if you concentrate on yourself and you can plan it better for the coming weeks. So on this topic, what I can write, we so it's we generally go to we generally read the other books that are maybe self improvement or fictional and non-fictional, that may give us some idea. And but if you write your own story, that will give you the experience to move forward. So an overall write your own story, and yeah, that will help you going forward. Thank you so much for a wonderful.
Great take, great take. Thank you, Mr. TM Dinesh. The next speaker for tonight is TM Umar. A gentle reminder that the word of the day is yes, so please feel free to use it. TM Umar,
Okay.
the topic for you is what Albert Einstein said to his wife, Elsa. It was his third wife. love someone. Otherwise, it is a miserable existence. Take it away, TM Amar.
Very interesting quote. Yesterday, I was just drafting my international speech and I was quoting Einstein, interestingly, a story of Einstein about his teacher and how they misinterpreted his intelligence. Love. Love doesn't make your existence miserable. Love is your own existence, very existence, because it's some emotion and feeling that runs throughout your life. Without love, you cannot be a human being because love is the binding emotion between one from one human to another human. So if you want to live a life of fulfillment and genuine happiness, you have to love each other unconditionally because absence of love is not hate. Absence of love is indifference. You are doing nothing about anything. You are just staying neutral. You either hate someone or you either love someone. So why spend energy on hating everyone? Love them. Love them for who they are. Accept them for who they are. We know that they are not perfect. So why focus on their imperfections? Focus on their goodness. Don't be like a fly that only goes onto the wound only instead of going onto the entire body that is beautifully crafted, but you are only focusing on the wound. Focus on the true beauty. What is true beauty? It is relative. For you may be different. For me, it will be different. You cannot idealize or you cannot fix it. So love is your own very existence. You are made out of love. You are love made visible. Without love, you are incomplete because it is your very essence. And that's who you are. And that's what you project towards the world. In the end, I will say love makes us human. Over to your table topic, master.
Great take indeed. The next speaker for tonight is TM Jesse. TM Jesse, can you please unmute yourself? Hi, Jesse.
Yes, Doctor.
Albert Einstein was a very down-to-earth person. And this is a quote which he actually said, "I just wish people would stop quoting me and think for themselves. I just wish people would stop quoting me and think for themselves." Take it away, Jesse.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening. Albert Einstein may have said that stop quoting me and think for yourself. Probably to a reference to a context, maybe. When people quote him as a point of reference, there must be some reason. Without some reason, I do not know why. Why not quote Einstein as a point of reference? Because if there is something good in a particular person, why not say that thing, give the give the reference or give the the appreciation. If Farida ma'am has said something, I will always say that Farida always makes that word of the day is used somehow, and that's her great skill. So we say that to give you the that word. I'm not getting it. Give you the credit. That particular word I'm not getting it. Give you the credit. So I don't think that when you give the credit to the person who said something wise, something relatable, why did he say that thing for himself? Probably he must have thought the person who said that that was just don't quote me, but think for yourself. Sometimes we quote, and we never change. So probably he must have said, when you quote something, stop quoting me and think for yourself so that you grow, and not glorify the person said, but you also grow probably in that contest. Otherwise, all those people, Mahatma Gandhi, Churchill, and all these people have brilliant quotes, and it's still valid centuries after. So I say that uh, reference to the contest must be also be noted, and if there is something good in it, use it and grow also. Over to you, Dr. Farida.
That was a great take. I totally agree with you, Jesse. If people give out beautiful quotes, they should be remembered. They should be re-quoted. They should be put in print. So people should remember celebrities by their quotes. And just a small anecdote, Albert Einstein and Mahatma Gandhi exchanged letters, by the way. So that was a thing. Yes, great leaders do exchange handwritten letters. So the next speaker for tonight is TM Naveed. TM Naveed, can you please unmute yourself? Naveed Siddiqui. Naveed Siddiqui. Yes. Good evening, Naveed. The quote for you is, a clever person solves a, yes, you are, but could you move closer to the mic, please? A clever person solves a problem. A wise person avoids it. A clever person solves a problem. A wise person avoids it. Take it away, TM Naveed.
Thank you very much, ma'am Farida. Good evening to all of you. Hope you are fine and enjoying your life. Well, my topic is that clever person solves the problem and not clever person avoids it.
A wise person avoids it.
Clever persons solve the problem and
wise person avoids it.
wise person.
Wise, अकलमंद, wise.
Wise person avoid it.
होशियार आदमी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करता है, जो अकलमंद होगा वो उसको अवॉइड कर.
Yes, I understand. What I understood from the topic, you get the problem when you see that there is something you have to solve. Some people avoid it and some people jump towards its solution. And there are some people who actually, am I, hello? So let me change my,
Is that it, TM Naveed, or would you like to go on?
sorry, the net was not working.
Okay.
Well, so like I'm in sometimes in my office, employees come and I'm in HR, so employees come and share their problems. So many in many terms I've observed other HODs that they avoid it or they delay it. So when we have a problem solution, so solve the problem, and you don't have the solution at the time, so you must delay for some time and think about the solutions, and then
Thank you, TM Naveed. I think your timing is up. The next speaker for tonight is Eliza. Eliza, could you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, I can, but I cannot turn on my video.
That's okay, sweetheart, that's okay. The topic for you is, we have to do the best we can. This is a sacred human responsibility. Take it away, Eliza. We have to do the best we can. This is our sacred human responsibility.
Thank you very much, Table Topic Master. I agree that we need to do the best we can, but it's not the responsibility of doing it. Because in everything, we just need to do the best. If we take it as a responsibility, it's going to give a pressure on us, and it will make us not doing the right thing. And it can create a ruckus in our life. So for me, in whatever you do, you just need to try to do your best, whatever the result might be. Because if you already try to do your best, whatever the result, it will make you satisfied. And at least there won't be any regret in your life. At least you already learned to do something that make you realize the best in you, and you don't make your life to be like a burden and also a pressure that make you stress. When people say you need to do your best, don't ever listen to them. You just need to know that whatever you do is based on your capability. You just try the one that it really come from your heart. But if you really try and make it the pressure, I'm afraid that it's going to be a ruckus, and actually it's not really give you a successful in life. It's going to make you depression. So for me, whatever it is, doing everything from your heart is the most important thing, rather than forcing yourself to do whatever to make other people happy. Do your best based on your heart, not from people's understanding or what people expect from you. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Great take, Elisa. Great, thank you. And also you used the word of the day very appropriately. The next speaker for tonight is Guest Pradhyam. Guest Pradhyam. I think she has left. Mr. Sherman, TM Sherman, would you like to take the next topic?
Yes, madam. Yes.
The world is a dangerous place to live. The world is a dangerous place to live. This is the quote, but I will give a short explanation as to what Albert Einstein said ahead. Not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. So the quote for you is, the world is a dangerous place to live. Take it away, TM Sherman.
Yeah. Madam, table topic master and global friends. And sometimes you get negative things, disturbance things, the bad things. How you take it to your life? Sometimes you face examination, you are expecting the results. You think I'm going to fail. So whatever the results comes, you have to face it. You have to accept it. And that's not the end of the day, end of the world. And also you can try another time. And also you have to have a calm mind, thinking about this is when a problems comes, you have to take it easy, and you have to have calm down, and you relax, you dance, or you do anything, do work, or get out of the place, anything. Some people have say. So it says sometimes I also get the same thing. You have to take it very lightly. Anyway, after some time you get the relief. So you have to have solutions. Then take it easy and think about do a prayer, do a small prayer, and think about calm situation, and definitely you can see uh, a, a green light or light in the tunnel, you can say. So think about the situation like that. Uh, every dark cloud has a silver lining. And now you can see the COVID is actually we are passing through somehow, and with the vaccination. So people are getting ease and coming into the normal work life situations slowly and steadily. So think about the situation always, not the uh, maybe a lot of you can get help from the professionals also, There are a lot of organization in the world. You get, if you worried or something, you can get the real, or you can get the real situation out of, like, mentor. If you have a mentor, you can get a mentor-mentor relationship, and it's the best for the Toastmasters mentor-mentor relationship. How about you, Madam Toastmaster, topic master of the day?
Good take, TM Sharma. The next speaker for tonight is TM Mukund, Gavalia Mukund. Gavalia Mukund, yes. Could you unmute yourself, please?
Yeah, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Great. The topic for you is genius is 1% talent and 99% hard work.
Ma'am, just 1
Genius
second. I'll just
is
check.
1% talent and 99% hard work. Take it away. Can you speak, TM Gavalia Mukund? We can't hear you.
Ma'am, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. So even in school, whenever school has been going on, in 2020, I realized one kid in my class used to get the highest mark every year. Even before I left school, there used to be one boy who kept going to get the highest marks. And when I came back, the same boy kept getting the highest marks. I asked him, "What do you do?" He said, "Nothing, I just study." Everyone else also said the same thing. So I tried to see what did he have so special about him that only he kept getting the best marks. Some people used to call him he's just very smart. Some people used to say he's born like that. Then one day, for one of the Gavel Club meetings, this was in school, so he was in lunch break. Even in lunch break, when everyone were eating and playing, even then he was writing something. I went up to him and asked, "What are you still writing?" He said, "I'm preparing for the Gavel Club meeting. I was already done day before, but I'm just revising and rechecking my speech." And then I realized, even when others are playing, he keeps time for playing, and he works hard on whatever he does. Even for his studies, he studies for the exams more than he plays. He manages his time very well. So I asked him to help me. How can I also manage my time well? He told me, "You want to manage your time well, then you can follow me and use 1 hour for playing, 1 hour for physical activity, sometime and more than at least 3 hours a day for studying." And last year, I got much better marks than I used to get. I got, I think, 10% more than I used to get last time for my aggregate. And I thanked him and said, "You've helped me a lot. And now I realize that you also have to, that getting good marks isn't just that you're special. You have to put in your own hard work." Thank you.
Great. Good take, Mukund. The next speaker for tonight is TM Santosh. TM Santosh,
Yes.
are you there?
Yeah.
Hi. So the
Hello.
topic for you is learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow. Learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow. Take it away, TM Santosh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Farida. Learn from yesterday, applied for today, that I can understand. But hope for tomorrow, I don't know. So learn from yesterday. I mean, this is always for the experienced people. They learn in their past life or past years or something, in past career, and they apply that knowledge to the current work, whatever they do in the future also. So there are few things. When I was a child, I was not experienced. When I was in 10th standard or when I went to the college, I used to study hard. Now I am taking it from Mukund. So I would study hard, but I would not get good marks. I would think that I am not smart enough. But today, my son is studying with me. Means I am teaching him. So I understand where is the problem, because I have the experience what I did wrong. I realize that now. And there is no planning. We never planned when we would study in our school and colleges, and there were no guides to us. Nobody would guide us that how you should study. Otherwise, everything was normal, like for the toppers, and between me and toppers, if we compare the amount of study, the amount of knowledge, everything is same, but the results were different. So similarly, I have seen this in my career also. 10 years ago, the way I would work was like my boss would give some work to me and I would just execute it, but would not apply so much of mind. But today, I don't work for because my boss is telling, but I work because I am interested in that work. I want to learn something extra from that, and this has resulted very good for me because there are many problems. I'm from technical field in chemicals, and I have seen that the things which I discovered, which I learned, which I have experienced now, are better than my counterparts in Germany and Europe, and that is appreciated across the company, and that I'm applying today, and that is helping me. About future, I would say that maybe or may not be, because only having the good problem solving techniques doesn't help you to grow in the life or in the career. I think sorry, in the career, but it's a mixed bag, because only having a technical knowledge is not enough. You need to manage. You need to manage the people. You need to manage the business and so many things. So of course, the knowledge helps. For yesterday's knowledge helps for us today. For tomorrow, I'm not sure. That is my take on this. Over to you, Toastmaster Farida. Thank you.
Great take. Good job, Santosh. My next speaker for tonight is respected TM Savita. Hi, could you unmute
Yes, please.
yourself?
Yes, please, Dr. Farida.
The topic for you tonight is very interesting. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. Take it away, TM Savita.
Thank you so much, Dr. Farida, table topic master. I always feel education and literacy, they are two different things. I think whosoever, we are all graduates, we are all literate. Somebody is holding diploma, somebody is holding degree, somebody is holding whatever certificate courses and all. But education, I feel it is something really different from literacy. Education is not only just applying what we have learned as whatever we have studied in school, colleges and all, but I feel it is much about that. We learn so many things, like for example, being human, humanity. But how many of us are really following? Kindness, helpfulness, no cheating, no behavior when the pressure is there, when the stress is there, when it is demanding at office level and all. We forget all those teachings and then we behave as if we have not studied anything. The humanity only disappears and everybody behaves like, yeah, they are in some ruckus. So I always feel if we can remember what we have studied and follow it up with human values, with virtues, with basic things which as a human we have to follow, then it means yes, we are educated, not literate. Thank you. Back to you, Dr. Farida.
Wonderful take. I totally agree with you, Savita. Wonderful. Also, a gentle reminder to the remaining speakers. The word of the day is ruckus. The next speaker for tonight is TM Rajveer. TM Rajveer.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, good evening. The topic for you is stay away from negative people. Stay away from negative people. They have a problem for every solution. So this is the topic for you, TM Rajveer. Stay away from negative people. They have a problem for every solution. Take it away, TM Rajveer.
Hi, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Uh, in our day-to-day life, we all come across various situations. There are certain situations which demand our attention, our knowledge, our focus to solve problems, which eventually contribute to that greater good to that society or to the self or to our organizations. But what is common across all our stories? I mean, it depends. In your context, it could be a college or it could be a workplace. In my context, it could be a family issue. But what we observe in all these situations is the external environment which is influencing our judgment or driving our actions. So if we focus too much on negative thoughts, it saps our energy. It creates a ruckus in our life. We get in trouble with almost everyone, and we eventually end up not achieving our goals in the life. So the shortcut to achieve our goal and to be happy and to do something meaningful in life is to focus upon positive energy and positive thoughts. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Madam Preeta. Thank you.
Well spoken, Rajveer. The next speaker for tonight is TM Jaya. TM Jaya, are you there? Jaya Raghuvanshi. Hi,
Yeah.
Jaya.
A very good evening to all of you.
Jaya. The topic for you tonight is something that I can totally relate to. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Take it away.
Well, I disagree on this topic. How can no one can make a mistake? We all make mistake, and it's very important to try something new. If you don't try, how would you know? How would you learn? How would you grow? Hence, it's very important to try something new. And you should not be afraid. If you're afraid, then you are a coward. You will never learn anything in life. So one must try something new. It will give, for example, if you're learning anything like maths or English or any other language, it's an insight, right, to a different culture, like how to speak, and you grow. Like if you want to learn any sports, then you should learn that. It will help you to develop your personality and interest, and in turn make more friends, right? So that's why I believe that we all should try something new that will help us to grow, make new friends, learn about new things. And what else did you say that I forgot? What else did you mention?
That's it. You spoke well. Fantastic, Jaya. Fantastic. That's it. You spoke very well. Alhamdulillah. You spoke fantastically well. Great take. So the next speaker for tonight is Babu Gupta. Babu Gupta, are you there? He's left. Okay. Then we'll move on to TM Munish. TM Munish.
Yes, please.
Hi. So the topic for you is life is like riding a bicycle. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Take it away, Munish.
Good evening, everybody. Life is like a bicycle. And if you want to grow, you have to keep moving. Anything happens in your life, any obstacle comes, any hiccup is there, you should never bother. I have heard once when Raj Kapoor, the old actor of India, passed away. After that, there was a dialogue, the show must go on. So in life, if anything happens, we should not bother. We should keep moving. If somebody humiliates you, if you keep on cribbing sitting at your home, that person said to me like this, then you can't grow. You can't help your family to feed your family. You have to make money. You have to step out of your home. So you have to keep moving. If you are into sports and if you're an injury and if you keep on lying down for months, you will say that, no, I won't play the game because of this game. I got an injury. After a few days, after having physiotherapies or something, when you are little healed, your injury get healed, you start moving again, and you'll feel after a few days that the place where your injury, you would have forgotten, and you would have come to back to square one. I remember 6 months ago, at the time of COVID-19, I stopped going to gym. I used to go to the park. Now also I go to the park where I used to do sprint. And once I was doing sprint, there was a pit, and my one heel fell down on that. And for a long time, I was not able to do running also, sprint, forget about. I went to the physiotherapies. For a few days, I took his help. I went for that hot therapy, cold therapy. Now I'm again back to square one. Today I didn't go, but yesterday I went for sprint. But after 10, 20 days, I'll forget it. That we have to keep moving if we want to grow. Over to the Toastmaster, please.
Thank you, Manish. Keep sprinting, keep staying active. That's the way to fitness and good health. TM Nikki, you're next in line. Would you like to unmute yourself and take a topic? TM Nikki?
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Would you like to show your video, please? Hi.
Actually, I got this link from my family member. I'm just here for checking this.
I'll give you a simple topic. Okay, just try for 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. Just give it a try. I'll give you a simple topic. The topic for you is, this is what Albert Einstein has said. So you'd better do justice. Everyone is a genius. That's your topic. Everyone is a genius. Take it away, Nikki.
Yeah, I agree a little bit with this. That everyone is a genius. There are many people who are genius, but they are not able to express their ideas and their thoughts and to express freely. But there are people like Albert Einstein himself. He was a genius who had contributed mainly in the science world.
Yes, TM Nikki.
Sorry, actually, I'm not getting.
It's okay. Good attempt. Good attempt.
Thank you.
The next speaker for tonight is TM Chandresh. TM Chandresh, hi. A very good evening. So the topic for you tonight is imagination is more important than knowledge. Imagination is more important than knowledge. That's your topic for tonight. Take it away, please.
A very good evening to all fellow Toastmaster brothers, sisters, and dear guests. Imagination. Consider all the invention in the world happens due to someone's imagination only. Because knowledge is push you up to certain level. But after that, if you have to reach to the sky, then you have to create your imagination. See, everything happens twice. First in the mind, and then in the reality. So everything, whatever the new inventions or new products or whatever the new things happened, it was created in producer's mind first, and then it comes into reality. So imagination is a very wonderful thing. Each and every thing what we are using right now, whatever it may be, our digital assets or our wonderful seven wonders of the world, everything, it was created first in the mind, someone's imagination, and then it was transformed in the reality by so much directed efforts. Over to you, TTM Farida.
Great take, Chandresh. Great take. The next speaker for tonight is TM Ajay. TM Ajay, are you able to take the topic?
Yes, certainly.
Good evening. So the topic for you tonight is weak people, revenge. Strong people, forgive. Intelligent people, ignore. That's your topic. Weak people, revenge. Strong people, forgive. Intelligent people, ignore. Take it away, TM Ajay.
Thank you so much, Dr. Farida, and very hearty good evening to everyone. It's a very challenging subject to classify people as intelligent and weak and strong, because I believe every individual on this earth has all the three qualities. It is a situation which makes the person to react or respond. If you react, obviously, it could be in a fashion where you could like to show your anger, or maybe it could be even cry if it's a grievous situation. The fact remains that that particular situation, if it is so emotionally disturbing to you that you feel like exhibiting your anger or your grievous, people will immediately classify you as weak. But is that so really? No, you may not be weak at that given point in time. So it's a situation, life situation, which brings out that particular response and reaction. Having said that, same way, a strong person would try to, solve, or maybe whatever way he wants to handle it, and an intelligent person would like to totally ignore it. Now, reaching that stage from weakness to ignoring that particular situation is, I think, what is the journey of life, where we try to become aware of the situations and try reacting to a situation and transforming a reaction to a response. When we reach that level of intellect where we are able to understand and catch what is be in a mindful state, I would say, keep away all the ruckus which runs into your head. It's really creating a lot of confusion. And the moment you can do that, I think the same individual who was weak transforms into a strong person and eventually will become intelligent, because he has learned the art of ignoring what had initially disturbed him. So there are no three different individuals. It's the same individual, but how he responds to a particular situation. Over to you, Dr. Farida. Thank you so much.
Fantastically explained, TM Ajay. The next speaker for tonight is TM Shafiq. TM Shafiq, would you like to speak? Okay. The next speaker is TM Atifa.
Thank you.
The topic for you tonight is try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. Take it away, TM Atifa.
Good evening to everyone. My pleasure to be with you today. And yes, success is valuable, but value is inherent in any kind of success that is worth its while. Because we may succeed at different things which are unethical, which are unproductive, but that success has no long-term benefits and it has many demerits, even in the short and long term. It may affect others in a wrong way, in a negative way. So while trying for success, we have to define the concept of success first and see whether it is the right kind of success that we are striving for. So value has to be part of any endeavor that we undertake in which we want to succeed. The value of any goal determines how worthy it is, how helpful it is to others. And so I would say that if we are ethical, we would not blindly follow success, but we would follow value and success in the field of value, and minus value, we would not even look for that kind of success. Thank you so much.
Well spoken, Atifa. The next speaker for tonight is TM Kwan Tan. Kwan, would you like to speak? Hi.
Hi,
Good
Doctor. Yes, sure, I will.
So the topic for you tonight is quite philosophical. When the solution is simple, God is answering. When the solution is simple, God is answering.
Wow. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Farida.
Actually
Yes.
said by Albert Einstein, who was technically a non-believer. So it was a quote of his.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think when we as humans tend to oversimplify too many things. You see, humans have a very bad tendency. Whenever we cannot explain something, we tend to throw it into a black box, and that black box can be anything. In the past, that black box used to be God. So for example, if when people do not understand why the moon suddenly disappeared because of an eclipse, they blame God or they question God. When people do not understand why it suddenly rained, they question God and they ask God to stop the rain. When people suddenly realized that there was no rain, they couldn't understand why. They couldn't understand the science behind drought. So they asked for God as well, asked for God to send them rain. So we humans tend to simplify too many things so that it makes our life easier. And that can be both a boon and a bane, both a pros and cons. And currently, humans try to continue with that bad habit. And when solutions become very complicated, we throw it into a black box. And the black box could be some form of effect, theories, or concepts or models to explain something. And if you are following research, you will know that the latest research trend is complexity models, which is also very difficult to understand, all these complexity theories and modeling techniques. So you see, when humans tend to see solutions as too difficult, there is a black box to answer that. But sometimes simplicity is also genius. As many people once said, it is very difficult to be simple. The more simple it is, the more harder it is. And sometimes when things are too simple, that the solution is actually so simple, it is actually, we get surprised. We get very surprised. But I don't think God intend to make a solution simple or difficult. No intention to make things easy or difficult. You see, sometimes we tend to overthink solutions. The one example was when NASA tried to invent a writing instrument that can write in space. They've invested millions of dollars to do it, whereas the Soviet only used a pencil to solve the problem. So you can see that problems, whether difficult or easy, is of our own mental construct. It is not God, it is not the black box, it is not complexity theory, it is not complex modeling. And because of that, we humans create our own reality, and we have to realize that. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Well spoken, Kwan. Well spoken. The next speaker for tonight is Samanth. Samanth Gavalier. Samanth, would you like to take a topic? Guess not. Timer Ram, would you like to take a topic now?
Sure.
Okay. Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of minds to think. Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of minds to think. Take it away, Ram.
Thank you, Table Topics Master. That's a really interesting things. So it takes me back to school long time ago when I was at school, when they were teaching us all these things. And in my mind, I was thinking, I'm never going to use these things. These facts that I'm learning at school, most of these things are probably going to go in one ear, out the other ear. And I've learned, actually, now that I'm older and a little bit wiser, that that is actually true. Now, some of those things are definitely useful, things like maths, things like English and language and literature. There's definitely value there that will last you your entire lifetime. However, some other things that they taught you, like, for example, geography maybe might be important if you're a traveler, world traveler, but for most people, they're probably not that important. Maybe social studies, again, not that important for you depending on your vocation and what job you plan to do. But for me, one thing I have learned is actually the art of learning is what I've learned, really. And I think that's probably the most valuable skill. I suspect that this is a learning that you don't learn at the beginning, you actually learn it as you get older and wiser. You're thinking, this is really interesting. How do I then apply some of these learnings? And hopefully, if you're like me, you look for ways to apply these things immediately so that you don't forget these things. So, Table Topics Master, fantastic question. I completely agree that it's not the facts, it's actually the process and the method of learning that's really the important valuable skill. Back to you, Table Topics Master Freeba.
Thank you. Great take, Ram. And thank you for being the timer tonight. I guess we have completed everybody. I see guest Pradhyam. Would you like to take a topic? I called your name, but you were muted at that time. Would you like to take a topic? Guest Pradhyam, would you like to take a topic, sir?
Yes, I will let me take a topic.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Your voice is low. You can speak more.
Can I
speak? Come closer to the computer, please. The topic for you is
Is it clear
creativity.
now?
Yes.
Hello.
Speak louder, please. The topic for you is
Can you hear me now?
It has to be louder. It has to be louder. Creativity is contagious.
Am I audible now?
You are audible, but speak more loudly. Okay? Creativity is contagious. Pass it on. Creativity is contagious. Pass it on.
Topic is
Creativity is contagious. Pass it on.
contagious. I think someone else is speaking.
Pradyuman, you can speak.
Okay, we will move on to DTM Amjad Ali.
Yeah. Creativity is contagious. Pass it on to Amjad.
Yes, I'm ready, doctor.
Okay, the topic for you tonight is I'd rather be an optimist and a fool than a pessimist and right. I'd rather be an optimist and a fool than a pessimist and right.
Thank you so much, doctor. I like the statement, by the way. Yes, I would love to go with this statement. I would love to be an optimist and fool for people, actually, not for myself. But I know what I'm doing because I know my circle, I know my life, I know my resources, I know my circumstances, I know my family's needs. That's the reason I have to be optimist. And being optimist is something actually you are 50% succeeded in your life because you are done in your mind. And rather than being pessimist and showing your genius in front of people are is a fake attitude. It doesn't work actually for long run. So being optimist is something seriously halfway done. So this is what I carry in my life as well. You believe or not, when I got into sales from being a graphic designer, and I had no experience of speaking even, and I did not know the language. But one thing I knew in my life that technically I'm strong. I can convince people with technical knowledge. And word which always came from my mouth was no problem. When client said, can you do this? Can you do this? Technically, I was strong. I used to say, no problem. For the first time, it was a bit confusing for them. But later, when they understood this boy doesn't know how to speak, but technically he's convinced, he knows what he's talking. So actually, after that, we had great relationship. And now it's been more than 13, 14 years working with many of my customers just because of that one optimistic word that no problem, I'll manage your project. And they trusted me, and today we have a great bonding, great relationship like family, and we are working together and have done projects like worth millions. So this is the power of being optimist, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not optimist, I would love, I request you to choose this attitude, because being pessimist doesn't work for long run. And doesn't matter how people treat you or perceive you. Actually, you know your ground, you know your heat, you know your shoes. So better understand your circle and go forward in your life the way I'm trying to do in my life. Thank you so much, madam. Over to you.
Well spoken. Well spoken. So that's it. With that, we conclude the meeting for tonight. Everybody's done.
Thank you so
I
much, Dr. Farid. I really appreciate for your conduct. And can we all give her a big hand, our loudest one? Thank you so much.
great.
It was last
Thank you.
moment she chipped in, and she managed to bring so many interesting topics. And for that, the great support happened from Ram as well. Ram, thank you so much for being the timer. Can you just read out the timing report if you like to? Over to you.
Sure, I'll be as quick as I can.
Dr. Farida's turn is not there, no? Dr.
No,
Farida has to speak.
good point.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. Ram, please give us some time. And
Sure.
I think Tosmas Umar will give her a topic. Dr. Frida, we missed actually.
Yes, Dr. Farida, are you ready for the topic?
Oh, yes.
Okay, I have
Bring
an
it
easy one
on.
for you. I have an easy one for you. Cease
Sure.
to hope. I'll repeat. Cease to hope and you will cease to fear. I'll repeat. Cease to hope and you will cease to fear. Dr. Farida.
A very good evening to my global impromptu family members. I totally disagree with this topic. Cease to hope and you will cease to fear. Is that the topic? Totally, I disagree with it. I am an extremely hopeful person. I always hope for the best. This is why when I hope, I lose all my fears. I let go of all the negativities. I let go of all my anxieties, because with hope comes sunshine, comes positivity, comes daydreaming, comes good things and positive vibes. So this is why by nature I am an optimist as well. At times, maybe foolhardy or blindsided at times, but I don't care. This is how I like to conduct my life. And this is how my approach is with my patients. Even when I enter the ICU with an intubated patient who cannot hear a word of what I'm saying, who cannot feel my touch when I'm holding the patient's hand, and yet I manage to create a ruckus. I sing a small song, I do things, even if the patient cannot really see me or feel me. And believe you me, I try to bring that tad bit of sunshine into the patient's life. There are many a COVID patients who will say, Doctor, 2 days, no doctor has visited us. It was so good to see you. And you came and you sat with us and you spoke to us about yourself and you asked us about our family. So this is what I am. I want to be a beacon of hope because I feel where there is hope, you cast away the fears. Hope is the opposite of fear. Hope disperses the darkness. Hope disperses the fears. And this is what my message for tonight is. I want all of you to find your purpose in this world, find the purpose of your life, and create hope, even in moments and in conditions where there's absolutely no hope. It doesn't hurt. Believe you me, it doesn't hurt. It will only bring positivity into this world. It will only bring a ray of sunshine into somebody's lives. Your smile will only disperse fears, not bring them. Thank you very much. A very good evening.
Dr. Farida, you played the devil's advocate, but it was good. Good, good. Nice attempt.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster. I really appreciate for chipping into offer Dr. Frida topic. Toastmaster Ram, over to you to read out the timing report, please.
Thank you. So first of all, we had Gavalier Shushant, 1 minute 48. Well done. Then we had TM Dinesh, 1 minute 33. Then Toastmaster Umar, 2:13. Then we had Toastmaster Jesse, 2:28. Then we had Toastmaster Naveed, 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Then we had Eliza at 1 minute and 48. Then we had Toastmaster Sherman at 2 minutes 24. Then we had Gavalier Mukul at 2:24. Then we had Toastmaster Santosh, who was over by 2 minutes and 53. Toastmaster Savita, 1 minute and 44. Toastmaster Rajveer, 1 minute and 15. Toastmaster Jaya, 1 minute 45. Toastmaster Munish, 2:25. Toastmaster Nikki at 45 seconds. And then we had Toastmaster Chandresh, 1 minute and 34. Toastmaster Ajay, 2 minutes and 15. Toastmaster Atifa, 1 minute and 27. Toastmaster Kwam at 2 minutes and 29. Oh, that was really close. Then we had myself at 1 minute and 46. And then we had Amjad Ali at 2 minutes and 40. And then we had Dr. Freeba at 2 minutes and 22. Well done, everyone. You've all done fantastic. Back to you, Amjad Ali.
Thank you so much, Ram. Really appreciate for paying 100% undivided attention as a timer. This is very critical role, by the way. It's not easy. Thank you so much for that. And a big hand for Dr. Farida and Ram to managing this entire show. It was 123rd session. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for becoming family of Global Impromptu Speaking. With that power vessel, me as the host of this very meeting, I adjourn the meeting over to each one of you to have fun for some time. Stay blessed wherever you are.